Hey guys, this is going to be our spring video workshop covering one of the weeks that I missed. We've had lots of fun events this time. If you weren't able to make any, feel free to attend extra workshops in the summer, and I'll be sending out that schedule really soon. But today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite aspects of music, even though it's one of the ones that's the most difficult to talk about in private lessons, because we spend so much time on the other aspects of music. So the initial parts of music that guitarists have to learn is how to play the right notes and how to play at the right time, which we call rhythm. And this is quite an accomplishment in and of itself. If you can play the right notes at the right time, that is huge. A guitarist that could do that might sound something like this. So that was all the right notes and all the right rhythms. Perfect. But it sounds a lot different than the way a professional guitarist would play something like that, which might sound a little more like this. The differences are subtle, but it's the thing that is the difference between a beginning guitarist and a professional guitarist, and it's what we call phrasing. So I'm going to play them again so you can A-B them and see if you can hear what the differences are. That's the first step, is just being able to tell that there is a difference. Here's the first one. Here's the second. Exact same rhythm and the exact same notes, but one sounds very mature and one sounds more like a computer generated guitar sound. So phrasing can get really complicated when you start talking about all the different elements. It has to do with dynamics, which is a spectrum of volume from soft to loud. It has to do with tone, which is a spectrum of sound quality from warm and soft to bright and tinny. Tone is a little less familiar, so let me demonstrate that for you. A really warm tone might sound like this. We get that by playing over here on the inside of the sound hole. A really bright sound would be back towards the bridge. It also depends on which angle I hold the pick at. If I hold the pick straight like this, then it's going to be bright and tinny. If I hold the pick like this with my thumb curved towards the ground, it makes it a lot more mellow. So bright and tinny to mellow is the tone quality we're talking about. Also emphasis. This is just like whenever you're speaking, we're always emphasizing certain syllables and de-emphasizing other syllables. And this is really at the heart of phrasing, is what's important and what's not important, and how to show that in music. So I want you to say this phrase either out loud or inside your head if you happen to be in a public place. Say, whether I know it or not, I am an expert at phrasing. Whether I know it or not, I am an expert at phrasing. So the reason I had you do that is because we are all experts at phrasing. We do it every single day in our speaking language. So whenever you said that, I want you to notice that you paused after the word not. Whether I know it or not, I'm an expert at phrasing. Also, on the word expert, you emphasize the X and not the pert. That would have been weird if you'd have said, whether I know it or not, I am an expert at phrasing. So this is the exact same thing we're doing in music. You're choosing specific beats to emphasize based on what it is we're trying to communicate. And we all know what it sounds like when someone puts the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. Sorry, I had to throw that joke in there. Okay, so let's talk about what I did right here. The first time I played all four of my downstrokes equal. second time, the reason it sounded so cool and it made you want to tap your foot and it sounded more mature is because I de-emphasized every beat except for beat 3. Listen to this. 2, 3. That happens to be one of my favorite ways to phrase a strum pattern is to emphasize beat 3, but you can emphasize any beat or any combination of beats. So if I was to emphasize 1 and 3, it might sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I was to emphasize beat 2 and 4, it would sound like country and western music. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are all the normal patterns, but you could do something weird like emphasizing beats 1 and 4. That would sound like this. A little less familiar, but it could be the appropriate thing to do in a certain part of a song. So the way that I'm shaping the beat, I'm phrasing the groove in this way, is I'm playing with dynamics, loud and soft. So, for example, if I want beat 1 to be loud, I'm going to strum all the strings pretty hard. If I want beat 2 to be soft, I'm going to play less hard. Also, I'm going to play less strings. So on beat 1, I do all strings pretty hard. On beat 2, I play less strings softly. If I do that on big 1, small 2, big 3, small 4, all of a sudden I can't help but move a little bit when I play. And if you can't help but move when you're playing, then the people in the audience can't help it either. You can try emphasizing 1 and 3, just 1, just 3, 2 and 4, just 2, just 4. And you can get weird with it and emphasize 2 and 3 or 1 and 4 or something like that. But this is the way that professional guitarists make their music really engaging. It's the invisible quality of music that comes after you can play the right notes and the right rhythms. So the chord progression I was using, if you want to practice, is I was just playing G, D, E minor 7, and C add 9. You can make up your own chord progression, or you can use those, or you can even just use one chord, like a G chord, and work on feeling the groove while you're playing. So I hope this was helpful to you. If you have any questions about phrasing, just ask me in our lesson. And by the way, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky right now at my grandmother-in-law's house. It is very nice. It's an old colonial house. And this is the music room. Nice enough. So have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.